What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and welcome back to the second part of our Week 1 PGL videos. I wasn't going to butcher that intro, but I kind of did. What is going on, guys? We're here with our Week 1 battle for the Pokemon Global League, the PGL. You guys saw yesterday our team builder did go up, and today I'm bringing you our battle for the first week. I'm going up against Sergeant Doakes, a.k.a. your boy Doakes, a.k.a. Young Doakes, a.k.a. the God Hairline, but whatever, you know, that's my boy. That's my boy. I can't. I actually can't continue this. But if you guys didn't see our team builder, we are bringing Darmanitan, Chansey, Excadrill, Slowbro, Thundurus, Therian, and Mega Sableye. Doakes is bringing a lot of mons, which I anticipated. He's bringing the Xatu, Scizor, Gyarados, Galvantula, Landorus, Therian, and Charizard X. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hop right on into this matchup. I did want to leave with Darmanitan because Darmanitan has enough overall coverage to take on almost everything on his team, except for Charizard X if he Mega Evolves, which is a bad thing. So I can either go for a Flare Blitz, it's a quad-resisted hit, or I can go for a Rock Slide. I decided to go for a Rock Slide. It pretty much hits everything on his team at some neutral hit. It's the only thing, there's no resistance on his team to this Rock Slide. So Landorus is going to come in. I'm going to get the Intimidate drop, unfortunately. But I am going to go for a Sheer Force boosted Rock Slide. Max Attack Darmanitan coming through right now. It's doing almost 20% to what I anticipate to believe a defensive Landorus, but I don't want to make any assumptions just yet because I didn't see leftovers. I'm going to switch out in a Gemini. This is a perfect opportunity for him to get up his Stealth Rocks. I wanted to figure out what was the best thing I could get in to take advantage of these rocks. Unfortunately, my Magic Bouncing Mega is a thing. So I am going to go for the Mega Evolution here as he brings in Xatu. Now, Xatu can Magic Bounce me. This is perfect because Magic Bounce only works one way, so if I decided to go for a Will-O-Wisp here, he would Magic Bounce onto me even though I have Magic Bounce. But I make the safe plan, I go for the Taunt just in case he decides to be some sort of Swords Dance set, and if he decides to be some sort of Rock Polish set. But I get taunted, I don't want to stay in and take a Dazzling Gleam while this thing goes for Nightshade, so I'm going to send out Simon, our specially defensive Excadrill, because this thing, aside from Heat Wave, can 1v1 the Xatu in any way, and Mold Breaker actually breaks through Magic Bounce. So I can go for a Toxic here if this thing decides to Calm Mind set up. I can set up rocks all over Xatu's face, which is perfect. And all I really want from Excadrill this match is to kill something, to set up rocks, and to remove them. So Hazard's already on the field, so we do have the opportunity to remove him. I do want him to kill something as well. Doakes is going to go out into his Landorus there, and he's going to definitely intimidate me. Not only in the actual sense of intimidating my Excadrill, but it's going to intimidate me into thinking, what do I want to do here? So I am just going to go for a Toxic. This is going to whittle away one of his huge offensive threats that he does have, because this thing can put him work against my Excadrill. It can get super effective damage off on almost every Pokemon on my team. So I'm going to switch out of Excadrill here. I don't want to take an Earthquake. I'm going to drop Mega Sableye in on the battlefield again, because we can recover on this thing's face, we can Will-O-Wisp it, we can do a ton of stuff. We are going to take 12% to rocks, unfortunately, but Landorus is going to go for the U-turn. So had we stayed in, we could have gotten a tremendous hit off. It wouldn't have been as much because of the Intimidate drop, but we could have safely gotten up Stealth Rocks. But live and learn, Doakes did make the more aggressive play there. He's going to go out into his Scizor. Not really sure what Scizor wants to do to me here, but my safest bet, knowing I can take any hit from this thing, even banded damage, which after that definitely looks like it is banded damage, but after that hit, he's going to go back. We can go for any sort of hit here on the Scizor. I didn't want to go for a Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Xatu to come in. So I'm going to go for a Nightshade. Straight up 50 damage. Just overall for the consistency, if you didn't see why we're not bringing Shadow Ball, because the resistances, Nightshade was the better play. We see he does have the leftover. So he's a Calm Mind leftover set. I'm anticipating him to have some sort of Roost, as well as some offensive moves as well. He's going to hard switch out into Gyarados. Here's where the pressure comes on, because he predicts my switch into Excadrill brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. And now, here's the thing. I don't want to take a Waterfall. I really don't. Yeah, I can break the mold. Yeah, I can set up rocks. If this thing decides to DD, I don't. There's no. There's absolutely no way I am staying in on this thing whatsoever. So, he's going to actually withdraw, which is the surprising part about this whole encounter, is that I didn't want to take that on, but apparently he didn't either. So he's going to hard switch out back in the Landorus to actually get that Intimidate drop. I'm switching out of my Excadrill because I did not want to take that Waterfall. There was no way I was staying in. I'm going to switch out in a Gemini. Unfortunately, after the U-turn that we took from the Scizor and the rocks damage coming in, one of our dedicated walls is going to go down this turn. But the fortunate news for us is that we are whittling down that Landorus with the Toxic damage. Landorus is going to go straight for the Earthquake here. Definitely a great play. He's knocking out one of my walls early game. So Bravo to Doakes. He is the more aggressive player in this situation right now. I am still trying to keep a handle on the situation, even though in a passive manner. I am going to go out into Husbando here. Husbando can take any sort of hit from this thing. I can fire off a huge Scald. I can fire off a huge Ice Beam. I can do whatever I need to. He's going to U-turn all over my face. Absolutely fine by me. Absolutely fine. We can regenerate her off that damage. That is no problem at all. He's going to go back. Now, my plan here is I can Scald Burn almost anything. Scald Burn almost anything. And he goes out into the Gyarados. I don't have Thunderbolt for Gyarados, but he's not going to appreciate a Scald, and Ice Beam is a neutral hit. We are going to be able to snag the burn, though, on the Gyarados, and it pops his Lumberry, which means this thing is a late-game Moxie DD sweeper. So I'm going to switch out here. The only thing I know that can take a hit is going to be Thick. Thick can come on out. We can Thunder Wave, we can Seismic Toss, we can do a bunch of stuff. We can soft boil up some hits. Gyarados actually goes for the substitute. Now, at the moment, this scares me because I'm like, crap. Then I remember Gyarados doesn't have enough HP to where a Seismic Toss can't break his sub. So he's going to get behind his sub and go for a Dragon Dance. So now we see he's sub DD. So he doesn't have as much coverage as I anticipated. But we are going to be able to go straight for the Seismic Toss here. Whether he has sub Waterfall Bounce, whether he has sub Waterfall Crunch, sub Waterfall Earthquake, I'm not sure. But we are able to break this sub. We can kind of 1v1 this Gyarados if he wants to keep going for substitutes, which he does. So he's going to put in the substitute. I did not want to say he's going to attack me, go for Thunder Wave. I wanted to make the safe bet. Keep going for Seismic Toss, get that damage. I can take one hit at +1. I can take one hit at +1. So I'm going to keep breaking these. He goes for the Waterfall, actually. He is going to be able to connect it. We are max defense Eviolite. We are going to be able to take that hit. Go for another Seismic Toss, whittle him down. And it looks like from this damage, he did actually have enough HP investment to substitute enough to get off with like 1 HP. So he is going to be able to go for the Waterfall here. That is going to unfortunately take Chansey out. So now my defensive core is gone. Super unfortunate. His Moxie goes off. So now he is at +2, +1. The only thing I can bring in right now is going to be Darmanitan. Darmanitan does have enough speed with the Scarf to outspeed a +1 Gyarados. Perfect news for us. I'm going to lock myself into Flare Blitz. It's going to be the best overall damage. I could have U-turned out here to gain initiative. I could have U-turned out into Thunderous Theory. In hindsight is 2020. But I went with the Flare Blitz to lock myself into a powerful move. We're going to take 1 HP in recoil, which is, you know, it is what it is. He's going to come out into Landorus here. And this is the unfortunate part. He's going to get the Intimidate drop-off as well. So now our Flare Blitz is going to do less. But I'm going to stay in and go for Flare Blitz. I'm going to make a little bit of an aggressive play here. I'm going to keep going for damage on this thing because I anticipate him to go for the U-turn predicting my switch. But we do see he's a defensive Landorus. He is carrying the Rocky Helmet. And our prediction played off. He actually U-turns out on us. It is a resisted hit, so I've got no worries about that. We are able to take that off. So now the ball's in his court. What does he want to go out into because I outspeed everything on his team? He goes out into Charizard. Quad resisted hit at -1 is not damage I am looking to get. So I'm going to switch out into Husbando here. I know I can take a Scald. Or I know I can take a Dragon Claw. I know I can take a Flare Blitz. The other play that I wanted to go out in here was going to be to go out into Excadrill because he is our special defensive wall. Can't take a Flare Blitz by any means, but he is our Dragon Resist, and maybe I can scare him out. Goes for the Toxic, actually. So he's a support Charizard X. If he would have went out in Excadrill here, that would have been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But I wanted to go with a safer play. I didn't want him to go for I didn't want him to set up and be able to go for a Flare Blitz or a Dragon Claw. I went straight out into Husbando. He went for the Toxic. Great play. He goes out into Xatu here. I'm going to go for the Scald. It's a neutral hit on Charizard X. Hopefully I can get a burn on the Xatu. Does really good damage. Really good damage. Do not underestimate Slivera's special attack stat. He is a phenomenal special attack stat. But unfortunately, though, we are not going to be able to get the burn. We are racking up some toxic damage. His leftovers are coming off. He goes for the Roost. Great play. Absolutely great play. Because he outspeeds me because I was going for an Ice Beam this turn. Phenomenal play. Goes for the Ice Beam. I knew the Ice Beam would have killed. Ice Beam, even still, now that it's not super effective, is still doing a tremendous amount of damage. Which, you know, Slowbro just absolutely put in the work. Some of the finest of work. He's going to get his leftovers off. Toxic damage is starting to rack up on Husbando, and I'm like, I need to get the heck out of here. I need to get the heck out of here. So I'm going to withdraw, get that Regenerator boost, and I'm going to go back out into my especially defensive Excadrill. I can 1v1 this thing any day of the week. No problem whatsoever. So we take our Rocks damage. Super unfortunate. Break the mold. Nerf that Magic Bounce. He's going to go for the Roost here again. So now I counter this thing in its entirety. I can go for my Rocks now. I can Rapid Spin away. I can even Toxic this thing if he decides to stay in, but I don't think he's going to stay in. So now I can do one of two things Excadrill wants to do. I can set up my Stealth Rocks, or I can go for the Rapid Spin. And one thing that I really want to do here is set up my own Stealth Rocks. That is one thing that I want to do, is set up my own stealth rocks, because he's doing a lot of switching, and especially with Xatu, especially with Galvantula still in the back. I've got no idea what set he is. Charizard taking 25%. I do want to get these rocks up. So I am able to get my rocks up. I don't want to take an Earthquake by any means, so I'm going to switch out of here. I'm going to go into Darmanitan. Darmanitan is going to be able to... Darmanitan's going to be my sack here, unfortunately. He didn't have... With that Intimidator around, he didn't have much use for me left anymore. Hindsight's 20/20. I should have sacked off Slowbro. I should have sacked off something else to take care of the Galvantula, unfortunately. But I do sack the Darmanitan here. And Landorus is going to go down toxic damage. So now Excadrill doing 2 of 3 things that I wanted it to do. He's able to set up hazards, and he's able to get a kill with his toxic poison. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 2 out of 3 things. So I'm going to send him back in because I need to get these rocks away for Thundurus to come in. Thundurus, like I said in my team builder, is one of my win conditions. He goes into Scissor, and I'm like, crap. I need these rocks away. I need these rocks away. I'm clicking Rapid Spin. Nothing wants to come in and take it. If he Swords Dances up in my face, I can outspeed with Thundurus. I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin here, and I actually outspeed him with 0 speed investment, which is... it actually blew my mind. He's going to go for the Superpower here. That's going to knock me out, obviously. He's going to be a minus tag, minus defense. But Excadrill, in my opinion, contender for MVP of the week right now. He did the 3 things I needed him to do. He set up his rocks, he got hazards away, and he got a kill. I'm going to come out into Thundurus here. I go for the Incinerate. That is in no way, shape, or form going to not kill the Scissor. We are going to be able to knock him out. Thundurus putting in the work. Thundurus also contender for MVP with that Life Orb recoil coming in through here. Goes on to the Xatu. Hindsight 20/20, should have went for something like Thunderbolt or Discharge as opposed to Volt Switch, but I go for the Volt Switch here, and HP Ice would not have killed a bulky Xatu, so I go for the Volt Switch. I am able to kill the Xatu. Discharge, or Charge here, also contending for MVP of the week, doing what I needed it to do. Getting some massive kills. So 2 contenders for MVP of the week. Let me know in the comments section down below whether you think it is Simon the Excadrill or Charge the Thundurus therein. Or if you think another Pokemon on our team contends for MVP of the week, let me know. But I'm going to go on to Husbando here. He goes on to the Galvantula. Safest play for him is to go for a Bug Buzz. I resist it with the Thundurus, but if he goes for a Thunder, he's healing me. So he needs to go for that Bug Buzz in order to get any sort of damage off on the Thundurus therein. I am going to switch out right now. He goes for the Bug Buzz. Looking at the damage roll right here, Bug Buzz is going to do about 50. I can take another Bug Buzz if he decides to go for it. I can go for an Incinerate and kill him. He carries the Hidden Power Rock for my Darmanitan and for my Thundurus therein, unfortunately. So Galvantula is going to be able to outspeed and take out my Thundurus therein. I can go on the Slowbro here with my Assault Vest. I can take a hit. After Life Orb recoil one more time, I will be able to take this thing out with a Scald as well. Unfortunately enough, though, Bug Buzz is going to be a really, really super effective hit on this thing, even with my investments. I'm going to fire off a Scald here against the Galvantula. He's at 50%. I can get a burn. I can kill him out. Calcing it out. I know I don't need any sort of high roll. Mid roll is going to kill this thing. So Slowbro is going to pick off the Galvantula with a Scald. Toxic damage comes through. I live on 7 HP. I need Charizard to miss whatever he's going to go for. And I need the world's biggest, most Super Saiyan Kamehameha critical hit. I outspeed somehow and I go for the Scald on the Charizard. I bring him down to about half. So if I would have gotten Rocks up earlier, that would have been crucial right there. He goes for the Dragon Tail and he does take me out. And guys, that is going to be our Week 1 match against Doakes and the Dendemille Dedennes. Probably one of the most hacks-free matches I have had in my career as a battler, and one of the most fun matches I have had in League format. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, like I said, leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comment section below who your MVP of the week was. My votes are either Excadrill or Thundurus therein, but let me know down below. And also, be sure to go check out Doakes' channel. Link will be in the description. All that being said, I want to remind you guys, be great, do great, and I will talk to you all soon. Later.